Hey guys, today I'm going to do a video on true crime and movies based off serial killers. I'm going to rock the Charles Manson shirt for the video. First off, I'm going to talk about Deranged. This is the double feature that comes with Motel Hell. Deranged is probably one of my favorite movies based off Ed Gein. In my opinion, it's fairly accurate, and I really enjoy that one. Next up is Men Behind the Sun 2. I don't really remember this one that well, and I have seen the first one too, but I've seen them so long ago, I just really don't remember them that well. It's based off the secret Japanese unit 731, where they experimented and did a lot of atrocious things to people. Another one that's based off the Japanese unit 731 is Philosophy of a Knife from Unearthed Films. This one's really good, but my complaint is that it's 249 minutes, so it's impossible to sit through this one in one sitting at least. It went the route of documentary and then part movie. I think it would have been better if it had chose one or the other. I think I would have preferred documentary over the movie. The movie was just totally unnecessary and just kind of made it not as impactful as it should have been for like how disturbing the content is. But yeah, real life true crime. I mean, this one's really disturbing. If you like that, probably check it out, but be warned, it's long. Next up is Santa Sangre. This is probably like my favorite Jodorowsky film, and I'm pretty sure I've seen them all. This one's based off loosely based off Goya Gardina's. There's actually a documentary on here about him and the inspiration behind him or whatever for this movie. There's probably like over 8 or 9 hours of special features on this one, so definitely worth picking up. I believe Severin put this out. Yeah, it's like one of the most beautiful, creative movies I've ever seen, really. That one's definitely worth picking up for sure. Next is The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. I first read about this story in a book called Bad Letters and Bad Men. And I was really fascinated, so when I heard this movie was based on that story, I obviously had to pick it up. It is very authentic. The only thing that was in Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door that wasn't true is probably the fact that she was sexually assaulted in the movie. That didn't actually happen in real life, but everything else is pretty authentic. But yeah, I really enjoy that one. It's really sad. Next is Carla. I kind of don't like this one at all. It has Laura Prepon as Carla, the girl from That 70s Show, which is kind of an odd choice to me. And this movie kind of played Carla out to be a victim, which I think is totally untrue. I mean, she killed her own sister, and Paul Bernardo was the Scarborough rapist. He never actually killed anyone until he met her. So yeah, she is definitely not a victim, and this movie just portrays her way too much of a victim for my liking. Next up, I never heard of this true crime at all, but apparently it's based on a true story. This is a movie out of Chile. It's called Hidden in the Woods. Apparently they remade it for North America. I haven't seen that one. But this movie's exploitation. It's got a lot of blood and cannibalism, so I'm not really sure where the true story came from behind this. But anyways, it's a fairly entertaining movie. Next up is Gacy. I haven't seen this one in 10 years probably too, so I remember it not being that great, but again, my memory's not 100% on that one. Next is Angst. This is a must-have too. This one's really disturbing and bleak. It's from 1983. It's based on another serial killer I never heard of called Werner Niesack. I'm not sure, my apologies if I'm saying his name wrong. I never heard of him, and I've read a lot of serial killer books, but yeah, but this one is definitely very disturbing. Definitely worth picking up. This special edition comes with a 40-page booklet and tons of special features. So yeah, that was a good one. Next up is The Devils, Ken Russell. This one is probably not that accurate, but it's based on a real-life event that happened in 1634, I believe, in France. And it's based on the novel The Devils of Loudun. It's really entertaining. It's got Vanessa Redgrave and Oliver Reed, so it's Ken Russell. I like most of his stuff. Next is the Snowtown Murders. A lot of people like this movie, but I found it dragged on like way too long, and my ADD just kicked in, and I just had a really hard time watching it. It is disturbing, and like, but most of the like stuff is insinuated and happens off screen, but I don't know, it just wasn't as shocking and effective to me as it was to most people. Next, one of my favorites is Albert Fish. This movie is great. It's by the guy that did that serial killer culture movie. This is definitely one of the more disturbing ones too. This is full-on documentary about Albert Fish. Definitely worth picking up. It might be out of print now though. But yeah, I really enjoy that one. Next is Ted Bundy, another one I haven't seen in like 10 years. I don't really remember this one being all that great. Shram. This one's based off the Lipstick Killer. I don't know how accurate it is, but nonetheless, it's a pretty weird and disturbing movie. So yeah, if you like that, I would definitely pick this one up. It's out on Blu-ray now, but I'm probably not going to upgrade. Next is another really good one that Arrow put out. It's called The Tenderness of Wolves by Uli Lamel. This one's based on Fritz Harman, the Butcher of Hanover, or the Vampire of Hanover. He was a German serial killer that killed a lot of young boys. This one is really authentic and fairly accurate. So yeah, this one's slow too. Most of the stuff is insinuated or off screen also. But this one's a lot more authentic and realistic. So yeah, I definitely picked that one up. Next, this one's not really true, but I mean with the whole Ebola scare, it's definitely more realistic. This one's Ebola Syndrome. This is a Region 3. I'm not sure how available this one is anymore. This one is like over the top, gross out, shocking. Ebola Syndrome, yeah, so if you like that kind of stuff, this is a must have. I love that movie so much. It's just, you gotta watch it with a bunch of people too. It's just so gross and funny. I'm not sure why I threw this one in there. It's probably not even based on a true crime. This is Dr. Lamb. I think I heard it was based on a true story for some reason, but I could be wrong on that one. I believe this one was fairly entertaining. Next is the Untold Story. This one is a must. I absolutely love this one. Creepy, disturbing. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. I also never heard of the true crime that this is based off, but apparently it is. But anyway, this is one you should definitely get. Next is Tokyo Psycho. The inspiration for the true crime is on here on one of the special features. I never heard of that crime either before. I believe I have a hard time getting through this one. I think it was kind of long and a little bit boring, but I picked it up because I like the cover and yeah, I like true crime. Next is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'm sure you all know, based off Ed Gein. It's somewhat authentic, I suppose. Yeah. Summer of Sam. This one's not so much about David Berkowitz as it is the fear and panic that people felt around that time. But I thought it was done really well and just really well made film. And next is the Riverman. Actually, I watched this today. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I think I paid a couple bucks for it. I mean, the acting's okay, but it dragged on a little too long for me, and yeah, it was just a little bit boring. And it's not really about Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. It's actually more about Ted Bundy than Gary Ridgway, so yeah. Next up is a fairly disturbing one, Cannibal. This is also by Unearthed Films. This is about the one where the cannibal finds someone on the internet to eat. Yeah, this one's really disturbing too and really well made. Last but not least, and I'm sure I'm probably forgetting some, but yeah, anyway, this is the Alphabet Murder. This is based off the ABC murders, which is a really fascinating true story. The serial killer was never caught in those crimes, but yeah, it's a really good movie. It's got Eliza Dushku, Michael Ironside, Bill Moseley. Yeah, that one's actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot. There's also a lot I'm missing. I'd love to get the Manson family and obviously Helter Skelter. The Jim Jones, I'm also missing that. Another one I'd really like to pick up that just came out is The Killing of America. That one just looks freaking amazing. But yeah, thanks for listening to me, guys. Have a great night.